What is up, guys? Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, giving you all the heads up on everything that you can expect for the up and coming week. This week sees the launch of Season 21, Season of the Deep. We have a brand new seasonal activity, as well as an epic new dungeon, an absolutely massive list of sweeping changes and quality of life improvements. And on top of that, we break down the featured and ritual activities for the week. So be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below. And remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 60% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed. So make sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to ensure you don't miss an update. But without further delay, guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This week marks week 1 of Season of the Deep, and we see Season 21 kick off. This launches on Tuesday the 23rd of May, and Destiny 2 will update to 7.1.0 in order to release the up-and-coming season. Now, the maintenance window for this will begin at 7 AM Pacific time on Tuesday the 23rd, with Destiny 2 being brought offline at 8:15 AM. Now, Destiny will be offline for 1 hour and 45 minutes, coming back online at 10 AM Pacific time, which is the normal reset time of 6 PM here in the UK. From this point forward, update 7.1.0 will be playable across all platforms and regions, and background maintenance will continue until 11 AM Pacific time. Now, if you're watching this video on Monday, we have less than 24 hours to go, and as we approach the end of Season of Defiance, players need to ensure they've collected any earned but unclaimed rewards from previous season pass pages for Season of Defiance. And on top of that, players need to also ensure they've claimed any rewards from Tower and Helm vendors, since those rewards will reset when Season 21 kicks off. So if you find yourself stacking a huge amount of engrams at any of the vendors, then be sure to use your inventory in order to locate them and ensure that you claim them before the end of the season. These are essentially free legendary shards, or if you're still looking to earn weapon patterns, potentially deep sight resonance weapons, which will allow you to craft some of the new seasonal weapons that are still available. Now, in terms of the rest of the things we can expect to see in Season of the Deep, we made a full video covering a preview of the entire season and some of the things that we can expect to see. So if you haven't checked out that video already, make sure to do so, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now, from here, we're going to move on to the Raid Challenge, featured raid and dungeon content, dares and ritual activity challenges for the first week of Season of the Deep. Now, this season kicks off with a fresh rotation of the Root of Nightmares raid challenge, with this week kicking off with the Illuminated Torment challenge. Now, this takes place in the very first Cataclysm encounter, and to complete it, all tormentors must be defeated by someone with the Field of Light buff. Now, thanks to blueberries.gg, there are a couple of ways to go about completing this challenge. The first is by having a designated mechanics player to take a moment to defeat tormentors once they are at low health. While this slows down the flow of the encounter, it's an easy strategy that never fails. The other option, and one that's widely used, would be to have more than one Ant Clearer to obtain the Field of Light, in addition to the player doing the mechanics. Now, this strategy allows the players connecting the seas to do everything as usual, while those still clearing the ads can still defeat the tormentors. And this will all boil down to the fact they'll have the Field of Light buff. Now, if you and your team can pull it off, you'll gain access to an additional raid chest, as well as some sweet adept raid loot. Now, from here, we're going to move on to the featured raid and dungeon content for week 1. Now, this week kicks off with the Last Wish raid returning as the featured raid in Season of the Deep. Now, this was originally released with Forsaken, and with Season of the Deep, it is seemingly also getting a refresh. With this, we'll see updated weapons with new perk pools, a new origin trait, and it's also been suggested that the Last Wish weapons will also become craftable in Season 21. This includes the Shattering Bone, the Supremacy, the Transfiguration, the Apex Predator, the Old Age Bond, the Nature of Beasts, the Techian Force, and the Tyranny of Heaven Bow. Now, as the featured raid, all the challenges will be available in the Last Wish raid, making it perfect to finish your Riven's Bane seal, but also pick up some easy weapon patterns should these raid weapons be craftable. Completing each challenge will grant you an additional raid chest, increasing your chances of getting deep sight resonance weapons. Now, if you're new to Destiny or you haven't played Last Wish in a long time and can't remember all the challenges, don't worry. I'm currently working on a video to go through all the challenges for the Last Wish raid, So if it has been updated and all the weapons are craftable, then I'll have a full video of all the challenges, giving you all that important refresher going into Season of the Deep. So keep your peepers peeled for that shortly after Season 21 goes live. Now on top of those changes, Bungie are also adding triumphs to various raids and dungeons to increase your RNG chances on getting the Activity exotic weapon. The Last Wish raid, that is the 1000 voices. So if you don't have your hands on that, then fully expect some new triumphs for you to complete, which will help increase your chances in getting your hands on this incredible heavy fusion rifle. Now alongside the Last Wish raid, we also have Duality return as a featured dungeon for Season of the Deep. Now, Duality is one of the best dungeons when it comes to farming Artifice armor. So if you didn't manage to do that during Season of Defiance, then this could be a perfect opportunity to earn some of those all-important extra mod sockets. Now, whilst on the subject of dungeons, the brand new dungeon for Season of the Deep goes live on Friday's daily reset at 6 PM UK time, which is 10 AM Pacific time. So if you aren't too fussed about jumping into Duality, at least get your loadouts ready for the brand new dungeon challenge kicking off shortly after Season 21 goes live. And on top of that, with a brand new dungeon this season, Spire of the Watcher will also enter the featured dungeon rotation. So keep your peepers peeled for that as a featured dungeon throughout Season of the Deep. Now next up, we're going to move on to Dares of Eternity and the 30th Anniversary Pack activity. Now as things currently stand, there aren't any suggested up-and-coming changes to this activity. We fully expect to see the Wild Hunt armor set from Season of the Hunt return once again alongside the Scatterhorn armor set from Forsaken. Now, if there are changes, then naturally these are subject to change, but with Season of the Hunt armor, we see Season of the Hunt weapons. This includes the Arsenic Bite, the Blast Batu, the Corsair's Wrath, the Deafening Whisper, the Dire Promise, the Enigma's Draw, the Escape Velocity, the Gian 7 Rifle, the Royal Chase, the True Prophecy, the Friction Fire, and the Timeline's Vertex. Now these can all drop during the course of the activity when you actually complete it, or by handing in strange coins over at the Star Horse over in the Treasure Hoard. And as always, once a new season kicks off, if there are any changes to this activity, then I'll be sure to add them to the pinned comment down in the comments below. Now from here we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and we have a new Nightfall for Season of the Deep. We see the Devil's Lair return as a Nightfall and eventually a Grandmaster Nightfall for Season 21. Now in Season 21 we do see two new reprised weapons returning to the loot pool. This includes the Braytech Osprey, the Void Rocket Launcher, and also the loaded Question Arc Fusion Rifle. Now whenever a new season kicks off, we aren't exactly sure which weapons are linked to which Nightfall, but much like in Season of Defiance, as soon as we know, we'll add it to the pinned comment down in the comments below. Now moving on to the Crucible, we have a new pair of Crucible rotators for week 1. This week sees Rift return, which was the original reworked Iron Banner game mode as a Crucible option, alongside Momentum Control. So if you're a big fan of those quick time to kills, then Momentum Control will be right up your street. Now with Season of the Deep offering no increases to our power, it will be interesting to see how Pinnacle rewards will work in Season 21, but with that being said, it's highly likely that some of these game modes will offer seasonal challenges. Now things like the Lost Sector rotation and the Seasonal Challenges rotation aren't known until the update goes live on Tuesday's reset. Now I'll be streaming the full seasonal launch right here on YouTube, and I'll be doing my absolute utmost to cover all those pieces of key information as soon as the update goes live. So if you haven't stopped by and checked out one of our weekly live streams, make sure to do so right here on YouTube, and we'll be going live on Tuesday at 5 PM UK time. So there we have it guys, a good look on some of the things that we can expect for week 1 of Season of the Deep. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to back to the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.